Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Hey, baby, how you doing over there?
Hey, well, I'm working on the weekend.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think of this? Ketchup-flavored ice cream.
No way.
Do you think people would buy that?
No way.
Guess who tried it?
I don't know.
Baskin-Robbins. Yeah. Baskin-Robbins.
That's disgusting.
Tried to make ketchup-flavored ice cream. They referred to it as the only vegetable-flavored ice cream, but that's not right. Ketchup is made from tomatoes, and that's a fruit. Anyway, after making several gallons of the stuff, they soon realized it would not sell.
Well,
so,
of course.
Yeah. They didn't market that very well because, first of all, ketchup is made from a fruit, not from a vegetable. And secondly, who in the world would want ketchup-flavored ice cream? Unless, of course, you had like mustard-flavored ice cream and hot dog-flavored ice cream. Mix them all together. Then now you're talking.
Yuck.
Have a hot dog sundae. See? That's what I'm thinking. Coming up, we're going to talk about listening to the radio and how good it is for you. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Listening to the radio makes people happy, Heidi. Did you know that?
It does.
Yeah, it gives them higher energy levels than watching TV or browsing the internet. Over 1,000 Britons, these are folks from England, they were asked to record what media they were consuming and to rate their mood by energy levels. While doing so, radio came out on top, beating both TV and online in the study called Media and the Moods of the Nation. What do you think of that? Respondents recorded a 100% lift in happiness and a 300% boost to their energy level while listening to a radio versus not consuming any media at all. So sitting around doing nothing, 100% lift in happiness by turning on a radio, and a 300% boost in energy by just turning on a radio.
That's cool.
I'm a fan of radio, so turn it up, crank it up, keep it on right here on the John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening on a weekend.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVWheelator.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVWheelator.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Take a listen to this. If you're not convinced that we need some kind of reform in healthcare in America, take a listen to what happened here. 76-year-old Barbara Antonelli of New York. She was having a heart attack. That's not good, is it? Having a heart attack? No. Yeah, you don't want that. It's a bad way. She's 76. Not a good way to start the day. Well, she was in the ambulance with breathing tubes attached to her when a receptionist from the Staten Island physician practice told her she had to hand over her $5 copay before the ambulance could leave the clinic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Trying desperately to save face, Dr. Jack D'Angelo of the Staten Island physician practice described the receptionist's behavior as inappropriate. Do you think?
Yeah.
Really? Inappropriate? I don't even know if that's the right word for it. I think it's downright ludicrous.
I could call it something else.
Yeah, well, she was dying. You know, she had a heart attack.
I can't say
She's
it on the radio.
76, and it's a $5 copay. So we're not talking like this was a ton of money, but still, bad timing. You don't say, "Excuse me, I know we just brought you back to life and all, but before we can leave, you have a $5 bill on you?
That's ridiculous.
We need that so we can take off." Did they need gas money? Is that what was going on? Not exactly sure what was going on. But anyway, I'm really glad that they came out saying that the receptionist's behavior was inappropriate, because had they not said that, I wouldn't have known. I would have never known. I would have thought that's the way it should have been.
Okay.
Maybe not. Are you awake over there?
It's the weekend.
Yeah, it's the weekend, so enjoy it and have some fun. Coming up here in a bit, we've got some other fun things, but at least on this last story, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. First, the client got busted for drunk driving. Then the lawyer got busted. Police in Madison, Wisconsin, arrested attorney Rick Petrie after he went to pick up a client who had been charged with drunken driving. Petrie says he had a couple of drinks early in the evening, thought that he maybe slept it off. Petrie once prosecuted drunk drivers and says that he should have known better. He's like, man, I think that was a bad idea for me to do that.
That was a very bad
Says he
idea.
was wrong and he was humbled by the experience. Both Petrie and his client were both cited for first offenses. So he went there to pick up a guy who had been picked up for drinking and driving after he had been drinking and thought he had slept it off, but apparently hadn't been sleeping long enough. So, yeah, that's too bad. And he was trying to be a nice guy, but I think it's just very ironic and kind of funny. All right, coming up here in a bit, we're going to be chatting about something about blaming other people. Everybody wants to blame somebody. We got that coming up for your moment of duh. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a weekend.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Doesn't work blaming somebody else all the time. In Birmingham, Alabama, shoe repairman Ronald Blankenship just finished second in the Democratic primary for sheriff, and he was placed in a runoff. However, the Birmingham News discovered and published details about his apparently shady past. Take a listen to this. Reportedly, he once faked his death in connection with an insurance policy. He was arrested for assault. He was arrested for passing bad checks.
Whoa.
So what did he have to say in his defense? He said a week later when the news caught up to him, he said, "Oh, that must be another Ronald Blankenship." But according to the story, both men have the same middle name, the same birth date, and are married to the same woman with the same first name, middle name, and maiden name.
Wow.
So
Those are a lot of coincidences.
if that is a coincidence, that is one crazy coincidence. So there you go. Got that going on in Birmingham, Alabama. So that's their new. He was a shoe repairman, finished second in the Democratic primary for sheriff. So. That's with a sheriff like that, you don't need bad guys, do you?
There you go.
Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. A Michigan man was captured and arrested before he was able to rob a bank, the West Michigan Credit Union. It's because he had just robbed it a few days earlier, and everybody at the credit union recognized him. So as he began to enter the building to rob it the second time, employees called the police, and they arrested him before he could drive away. So,
wow.
Yeah. It's pretty ballsy to
Takes all kinds.
rob the same place twice in a week. Wow. Hey, when a robber stepped into a bank in Waukesha, Wisconsin, I just like saying Waukesha. Isn't that a fun name? His disguise, which was his wife's wig, didn't help. The branch manager recognized him immediately as a customer. He still got more than $25,000, police say. He made his escape, and he had to run a full block to his parked car. It was enough time for police to arrive. A little chase and a gun battle ensued, and Nicholas Narativ, I think is how you say that, was arrested. Why did he turn to bank robbing as a way to get out of his financial troubles? Well, he saw a TV show about a bank robber who had done 40 jobs before being caught. He thought, hey, that looked pretty easy. I'm not going to do 40. I'll just do a couple, and I'll get away with it. Well, no. He got caught on his first one, so he must not be very good. 44-year-old Teresa Walker of Cincinnati is probably not the police department's favorite citizen. You know why?
Why is that?
While waiting for a ticket to be written during a minor traffic stop, Teresa actually called the police department on her cell phone to complain that the officer giving her the ticket was writing too slowly.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Really?
Later, she denied the officer's charge that she had threatened to shoot him if he didn't speed things up, saying she only threatened to sue him, not shoot him. Oh, well, is that all? If you don't speed up, I'm going to sue you. What are you going to sue him for? He was doing his job.
Her time, apparently.
She got pulled over for speeding, and apparently she was in a hurry.
That would just make me write slower. I'm just saying.
I wonder how slow this officer was writing to make this person want to shoot him or sue him, whatever it was. All right, a few years ago, in Alice, Texas, the mayor, Grace Sands Lopez, resigned over a dog napping scandal. That's right, dog napping. Seems the mayor had agreed to take care of her neighbor's dog, Puddles, while they went on vacation. However, the day after they left, the mayor called the dog's family to tell them the dog had died.
Oh.
The dog really hadn't died, though.
Oh.
3 months later, the dog was spotted by the owners at a dog grooming salon. Puddles' owners went to court to get the dog back. The mayor said it couldn't have been the same dog because she reported the dog missing, but a TV crew found the dog at a very conspicuous location, the home of the mayor's twin sister.
Oh, my gosh.
Who said, in her story, a mysterious lady discovered the dog and dropped it off. The former mayor faces 2 counts of tampering with physical evidence, while her sister was indicted for concealing evidence. So they were dog napping. I've never heard of such a thing. Now let's move to New York. Excuse me. 33-year-old Brian Valerie of New York was given 5 years of probation after a judge declared him guilty of posing as a lawyer for 2 years.
Whoa.
No law degree, but he worked for Anderson, Kill, and Olick as a paralegal. Then he was promoted to staff attorney and when he claimed that he passed the bar exam. He also claimed,
check on that?
Apparently not. He also claimed that he was a graduate of Fordham University Law School. Reportedly, his original sentence was for 15 years in prison for grand larceny. However, the Supreme Court Justice Gregory Caro decided to cut it to probation. Valerie returned $150,000 of the money he earned as an employee at the law firm. Wow. Ironically, he had incredible work ethic. He worked about 70 hours a week, and he won about 50 court cases, even though he had no law degree. So he was the best non-lawyer they ever had.
You know what? If he's able to do the job, what difference is that of paper going to make?
He needs to needs to pass the bar.
Doing it.
I don't know how that works.
Who cares?
He didn't do the right thing.
That's ridiculous.
You ready for a strange law?
Sure.
All right. It is unlawful to lend your vacuum cleaner to your next door neighbor in Denver, Colorado.
Well,
not exactly sure why,
that sucks.
But that is against the law. That is a strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
If you have an office romance, you better be aware of the National Federation of Independent Business Owners are saying, bad idea. Now, I can say I'm sleeping with Heidi. But then again, we are married, too, so that kind of helps. It says here a little Valentine's weekend reminder about when Cupid's in the office. Workplace romances are nothing new, but as people spend more time at work, it's increasingly common for romance to spark in the office. With Valentine's Day this weekend, the NFIB warned that while office romances can have a positive impact on work performance, they can also be distracting and destructive to both the couple involved and other people in the workplace. Employers, according to them, say employers must stop inappropriate conduct and communicate acceptable workplace behavior, especially around Valentine's Day. They say that, this is a time of year where it gets a little more smoochy and a little more, people that are not involved in relationships might get a little upset because they're like, hey, would you just leave her alone and get your job done? So the things that they have on here, number 1 says, understand your obligation to prevent harassment, including sexual harassment, in the workplace. Establish a policy and enforce it. And they've got some models on their website from the NFIB. Another thing on here says, be on high alert for supervisor-subordinate relationships. So, since Heidi's my boss, she should not be married to me. You're my boss, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or am I your boss?
Oh, no, I'm your boss. Everybody knows I'm the boss.
Oh, she's the boss. These can be among the most dangerous, both legally and for employers. Relationships can lead to resentment among coworkers who feel the employee dating the manager is being favored. After the breakup, watch out, be prepared to defend against discrimination claims from the jilted subordinate employee. So they're saying those particular relationships, you need to be very, very careful. And if those things happen, just make sure that everybody on board knows that, hey, this has nothing to do with work. You guys need to, be very, very professional. Number 3 on the list says have an open door policy. It's unrealistic to prohibit workplace dating, but if you establish an open door policy, it makes it easier for employees to talk about these issues with you, so you can come in. They can come in right away and say, "Hey, this is going on." It says PDA is a no-no. What is PDA? Public displays of infection.
Oh, yeah.
Of affection, not infection. That's something completely different.
Yeah, you don't want that.
That'd be PDI. PDA is a no-no in the office. Don't be afraid to speak up and stop it. Call the couple into your office and say, "John, Heidi, you really need to be careful about these personal displays of affection in the office. We can't kiss and hug in the office anymore unless you brought kisses and hugs for everybody." No, don't say that. Finally, be consistent. The same rules need to apply to everybody. Again, more information from the National Federation of Independent Business Owners, NFIB, and their legal center. They sent that out to make sure we share at Valentine's Day. Did you know they were building a new Titanic? Did you know anything about this? Have you heard anything about this?
No, I heard about the Ark.
No, yeah, I remember the Ark story. But Titanic 2 is what they're calling it.
All right.
Fully functioning replica of the Titanic will be launched in 2008, 2 years later than they originally thought. Titanic 2 will look virtually identical to the luxury liner, which sank April 12th, 1912, or April 1912, it says. 14th and 15th, I think, is when it sank. Started on the 14th, sank on the 15th. Many more safety features are going to be on this, and it'll be very updated and technical as well. Would you want to take the maiden voyage? Because I'm saying a big old hairy no to that. If somebody called and said, hey, I bought you a ticket for the Titanic's maiden voyage. You're going to go for free. I'd say, yeah, no thanks. I'm good. Maybe the 10th or 15th voyage, but not the maiden voyage. I'm just not interested. Hey, what would a McDonald's Happy Meal look like after 6 years?
It would be a sad meal.
You know what? According to the internet, if I can believe this internet image, it looks almost the same as it did the day it was first put out.
Yeah,
there's a picture.
I don't believe that because I have...
Jennifer Lovedoll posted photos on Facebook saying that this was a 6-year-old McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yeah, she's a big fat liar. I've gotten McDonald's Happy Meals before, or just McDonald's food, and then I don't get to my fries right away, and I come back to my fries, and they look they're kind of all shriveled up and looking.
You must be doing it wrong. All right.
No, she's
one last quick story here. Since we're talking about one fast food place, we got to throw this one in, and I thought this was perfect. Wacky but true. Man accused of tossing a gator at a drive-thru. A Florida man was arrested and charged this week with assault after the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation officials say he threw a 3.5-foot alligator through a Wendy's drive-thru window.
Huh.
So he apparently was not happy with something. So he threw an alligator through the window. I shouldn't laugh at that, but I don't know, there's something about it that just makes me kind of chuckle. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Airport security screeners in the United States confiscate about 37,000 lighters every day. Yeah. 37,000 lighters every day.
I could see that, though. I could see that.
Every day?
If you're a smoker and you are
I suppose.
Traveling, you probably didn't even think that, hey, that's still in my pocket.
Well, I wonder what they do with all those lighters. That is a crazy number of lighters.
Not at one airport.
Yeah, it says all across the U.S.
Yeah, so I mean, that's...
But still, how many airports are there? There's not 37,000. If there were 37,000 airports, that would be 1,000 lighters every day at every airport.
Like Vegas alone, the number of people that go through there every single day.
So that's what I'm saying.
And if you say even
what do they do with them, though?
10th of those people
Where would
have
these lighters go? I mean, what would you do with all those lighters? Because 37,000 lighters, that's a whole lot of lighters.
Well, Vegas has a lot of concerts. Maybe they leave them for free in the entryway.
So people can hold the lighters up while they're singing? All right, good idea. We'll go with that. All right, I don't have time to get to another fun fact, but I do want to tell you this. We got a Valentine's poll coming your way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Valentine's weekend. Redbook did a survey, a Valentine's Day poll. What is the ultimate gift you could receive for Valentine's Day? What would you say is the ultimate gift, Heidi? Would you have an answer for this?
Well, yeah, I gave you my answer.
What was your answer?
Did you get me my...
I don't remember what it was.
My gift? An AK-47.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
And cigars.
I didn't get those.
And
so no.
some ammo.
No, yeah.
And some wine.
No, well, maybe I can get you some wine. Well, the answers on the list here, 20% said, I'd like a massage. 1%, believe it or not, said they wanted a washer or dryer. Really? For Valentine's Day?
We could use a new one.
Yeah, we sure could. 18% said jewelry, 11% said flowers, and 33%, so the biggest percentage here, said, I'd sure like a love letter or a poem. So I know what I'm getting you. A love letter poem.
I did not ask for
Wow, that's the most popular,
that.
so you're going to have to. Now, your choice of traditional gifts, 13% say chocolate. If you're saying what would be a really good traditional gift, 13% said chocolate, 31% said lingerie, and 56% said flowers. Now, if your husband is in charge of Valentine's dinner, what would you like him to make? 19% said just call and get takeout. 38% said I would like reservations at a romantic restaurant.
And I'd like him to make reservations.
Yes. And 43% said an intimate home-cooked dinner for two would be the bee's knees. That would be awesome. So there you go.
There you go.
Coming up here in a bit, we're going to talk about dogs being bit by mailmen. No, wait, no, the other way around. Mailmen being bit by dogs. That's a little more common. It's coming up in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Hello, Newman. Probably one of the most famous post office people ever was Newman or Cliff Clavin, the two TV mailmen. Can you think of any other
Postman
famous?
Pat.
Who's that? Is that you just make that
thing.
up? It's
No.
not a thing.
It's a thing.
From what?
I don't know if it was a cartoon or what it was,
don't
but
think
it's a thing. It's a thing. Google it.
How about Funny Farm? What was that guy's name?
I don't know.
The mailman that drove by drinking and just threw the mail out. Anyway, that's the way you'd want to do it if you were this mail carrier. An English mailman is refusing to deliver mail to one location on his route. It's not because of a ferocious animal that barks when he approaches. It's because he is being taunted. So he stopped delivering post to a wholesale meat company because the workers were taunting him. I thought it had something to do about a dog. It says up here about vicious dogs. That was just the headline. I'm not even going to read. The manager of a place called the Meat Company says it's all in good fun. The letter carrier failed to see the humor in the situation. And he said, I didn't think that there was no harm meant.
Why would you want to
The
taunt
plant
a mailman?
finally got their mail later in the day from a substitute postman, but they were making fun of him for being bald and chubby. They're like calling him Baldy. Hey, fatty, you got our mail today?
Nice.
Hey, Baldy, where's our mail?
That's
So
not
that is
nice.
very mean. But yeah, the meat company, he just said, I'm not taking mail to him anymore. Get your own mail, jerks. Got a feeling he won't be a happy customer. Coming up here in a bit, we're going to chat about some other fun stuff. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Hanging out with your friends as often as you can apparently helps to keep you from becoming disabled. That sounds weird, but take a listen to this. Do you lunch regularly with friends? I didn't know lunch was a verb. Did you? Do you lunch regularly with friends, Heidi?
Not regularly, no.
Once in a while. Do you meet to play cards or go bowling? Chances are you're not going to become physically disabled anytime soon if you do these things. Researchers at the Rush University Medical Center found a connection between higher levels of social activity, dining out, playing bingo, volunteering. All of those are connected with a lower risk of becoming disabled. So if you want to stay active in your later years, they're saying stay active and get out of the house and go do stuff, and it's going to actually help you to not become disabled. That's good news.
There you go.
So they're saying if you want to, stay active, volunteer, play bingo, go out to eat, have some lunch, all that kind of fun stuff. I could do all of those things.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to be fine. Coming up, we got a crocodile in the news. We'll tell you all about that in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Found a fun story to share here about a crocodile. Now, I don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile, but there's a difference. Do you know what it is?
No. One you see later and one you see after a while.
Oh, is that the difference?
That's the difference.
I don't know. I think there's more to it than that. But a crocodile causes a biker to go to jail for illegal weapons charges. Now, who would expect a Hell's Angel motorcycle gang member to have a normal pet? You can't picture a biker driving around with a kitten, can you?
No.
So this mean motorcycle gang member, if you're going to be a mean motorcycle gang member, you need a mean pet like a crocodile. Too bad for the gang member. His crocodile turned him in for illegal weapons charges. Here's what happened. The Hells Angels gang member started to put fresh water in his crocodile's aquarium. Before turning the tap water off, he fell asleep. The water ran down into his neighbor's apartment. They called the police. Once they arrived at the biker's apartment, not only did they find the water was everywhere, along with a gigantic crocodile, but they also found a whole bunch of illegal guns as well.
Oh,
The
that's too
biker
bad.
now gets to spend a year in prison, and his crocodile does not get to come with.
I wonder if they're going to auction off those guns.
I have no idea. No, they're illegal, so they'll destroy them.
Oh.
If they were legal guns,
Maybe he
he'd be
just
fine.
owned them illegally. Maybe they're still okay guns.
No, it says an illegal arms cache.
A responsible citizen could purchase those weapons.
You think so?
At an auction.
Are you trying to tell me I should check into this?
Yeah.
You're trying to find this AK-47? I'm not buying you an AK-47 for Valentine's.
I want an AK-47.
Yeah, I know you do, but I don't want you to have one because you'll get mad at me and kill me.
Oh,
so.
I will not.
I'm not even concerned about that, but I don't think you need one right now. One of these days, if you're really good and if you eat all your vegetables, we'll talk about it. How's that sound? Does that sound good?
Sure.
Good girl. All right, coming up, we're gonna get to some fun news. We've got the 10 best things to say if you get caught sleeping at your desk. It's a fun way to end the program, and that is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
This is something that I thought was pretty darn clever. This is online. Somebody shared this, and I'm sure if you've been online, you might have even seen something about this. But
I've seen this.
These are the 10 best things to say if you ever get caught sleeping at your desk. So, if you're sitting at your desk on a Monday, you get back to work Monday and you're tired and you doze off a little bit. If somebody comes up and says, "Hey, Heidi, wake up." When you wake up, what would you say?
Amen.
Hey, that's on the list.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
All right. Well, here are some other ideas to say. They told me that at the blood bank this might happen. Oh, wow, did I fall asleep? They told me at the blood bank this might happen. Another one is, it was a 15-minute power nap like they raved about in that time management course you made me go to. Another one, I guess I left the top off the whiteout. You probably got here just in time. You sleeping? I wasn't sleeping. I was meditating on the mission statement and the vision and the new paradigm for this company. Another one, if you get caught taking a nap at your desk, you're supposed to say, I was testing my keyboard for drool resistance. Yeah, I don't think I do have that one. Next one, I was doing a highly specific yoga exercise to relieve work-related stress. Are you discriminatory towards people who practice yoga? How about this one? Why did you interrupt me? I'd almost figured out a solution to our big problem. Next one, when you pass out and you're sleeping on your desk, if somebody interrupts you, you can say, "Oh, hey, the pop machine is broken." I don't know what that means exactly.
I don't know what that means either.
And the last
maybe
one,
because they didn't have their caffeine for the
could
day?
be. And the last one on the list is, somebody must have put decaf in the wrong pot again. So
there you go.
And Heidi's the one, amen. That was the other one. There was a story about a guy that got caught sleeping at his desk, and when they woke him up, they said, "Hey, are you Mike?" And he realized he had been sleeping, and then he said, "Amen." What did you need? And they thought he was praying. I'm like, oh, hey, that's a clever idea. But then again, if you're one who would be praying, you probably wouldn't be lying about that. So I'm just saying. Coming up, we've got Valentine's Day this weekend. Get out there and celebrate and have a wonderful Valentine's weekend. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks again for joining us on the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Thank you so much for tuning in to the John and Heidi Show. The Dollar Shave Club has awesome razors. They are available for as little as $3 a month. All you have to do is go to dollarshaveclub.com/radio. They just sent me a little bonus thing saying, "Hey, here's a $10 credit to give to somebody." Guess who I gave it to? If
Who's
you were
that?
going to think. I gave it to Aaron. Aaron Anthony. Our voice guy that makes us sound so good all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That guy's awesome. I'm going to give him some free razors. So I don't know if he's going to use them, but I don't even know if he shaves. I'm assuming he does. But anyway, they're great razors. Check them out, dollarshaveclub.com/radio. All right, moving right along. We've got Valentine's Day by the numbers. You ready for this?
Sure.
It's Valentine's weekend, and this weekend, $19.7 billion will be spent this year. Will be spent. Will be spent.
Really?
Will be spending is
It'll be spended.
Will be spent this weekend
That's
for
fantastic.
Valentine's Day. $19.7 billion. How about $146.84? That's the average amount that Valentine's Day revelers will spend each. $146 each. Sorry, I am below average. I must be a cheapskate. $146? You're going to spend that much on me?
Oh, hell no.
I don't think we don't have that.
We're not going to spend anything on each other, period.
No, I'm taking you out for dinner. But I don't have that kind of coin for $146 worth of dinner. And it's each, so that would be a $300 dinner when we add it all up.
That's not happening.
53%. That's the percentage of women who say they would break up with their significant other if they got nothing for Valentine's Day. So, guys,
I would be very upset if we hadn't already discussed it.
Yeah,
and
guys,
I got you something and you didn't get me something. But we talked about it and we're like, this is silly.
Come on. Get him something. Get him something. Take him out for dinner. Do something. The biggest thing on the list earlier in the show was writing a freaking poem. That's free. Write a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. Here's a poem. It's all for you. Something.
Most girls don't want poems. That's
just
stupid.
But it's better than nothing.
But
yes.
Every girl would like to be taken out for dinner.
Yeah, go to dinner.
And if you just stop and put a little bit of thought into it, pick up one rose.
Yeah, or a card.
And
it takes 3 seconds. You walk in, they got cards. Just
you don't just
close your eyes
pick
and grab one. That's how I do it. It always seems to work. Sorry for your loss. What do you mean my loss? We just had a baby. I don't know. It was the card I grabbed. It was cute. All right, and 14 million. That's how many proposals will be made this weekend. 14 million people asking the question. No answer on here as far as how many yeses there will be. I hope there's 14 million. It'd be nice if there's at least close to that. How about the best and worst city for Valentine's Day? Where do you think would be the best place to spend Valentine's Day?
Somewhere warm.
San Francisco got #1 vote, followed by Scottsdale, Arizona.
Really?
Yep.
I disagree with that.
Well, sorry. It's not my
I wouldn't want to go to San Francisco any day of the year.
I won't take you there then. #5 on the list is Seattle, Washington. 4, Orlando, Florida. 3, Honolulu, Hawaii. Let's go there. That sounds good.
I'm good with that. Sounds good.
#2, Scottsdale, Arizona. And #1, San Francisco. The worst cities to celebrate New Year's, or not New Year's, Valentine's Day. Number 96 on the list is Newark, New Jersey. They are on the worst of every list, aren't they? Have you noticed that? It doesn't matter what the list is. They're always on the bottom.
Yeah.
Every single year. Worst place for anything. Newark, New Jersey. And another one is in here that's also on the bottom every single time. Detroit. We'll get to that in a second. San Bernardino, California is 97. Cleveland, Ohio, sadly, is number 98. Number 99, Detroit, Michigan. And they are on every list as far as worst cities.
Pictures of Detroit.
And then I've never been to this city, but they've been on a lot of these too. The worst city of all is for spending Valentine's Day, according to the survey from Wallet Hub. Don't blame me. Blame them. They send me stuff. I just read it. Hialeah, Florida. They are in the news all the time for being on the worst list as well. So I don't know what the heck is going on in Hialeah, Florida, but they're always on the bottom of lists. The ones that are on the bottom of that list, they're always on the bottom of lists. Valentine's Day credit card deals. You might be wondering, what does Valentine's Day have to do with credit cards? Well, considering 30% of women and 20% of men said they wouldn't marry someone who has bad credit, that means no annual fee secure card could help roughly 32% of people who have bad credit keep up their relationship. On the other side of the credit spectrum, 38% of people who have excellent credit can make up for any Valentine's Day shortcomings with an initial bonus worth up to $625 in travel. So there you go. Other offers for credit card holders, American Express, they get 20% off on Sherry's Berries. Barclay users get 20% off at Pro Flowers. And Discover card holders get 15% off edible arrangements. So
you know what? Don't get a credit card. Don't go into debt with credit cards.
No, I don't have a credit card, and I'm not going to get one anytime soon. I've got one last Valentine's thing to share. This is the best and worst cities for Valentine's Day. We just read this, so I guess I don't have that.
Okay, so we can call it a day.
I'm thinking we are. Let me look and see. Yeah. Should I? Yeah, you know what? That's what we're going to do.
Good.
Heidi's chomping at the bit to go. It's like you have plans or something. I don't know what you got going on. I got nothing going on, so why don't you just stay here with me? No? Not so much?
We're done.
All right. Time to say goodbye again, Heidi.
Goodbye again.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Dollar Shave Club is our sponsor. Check them out at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.